Welcome back to Hex Token channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And of course, we're going to have a lot of fun today. I've decided I might actually change my format. So I'm going to start off with a particular project that I think is really cool, and then get into the rest of the show. I think that's kind of a cool way to go. So if you're a project team out there, hit me up on Telegram, Discord. So the first one we're going to look at today is URANUS on base chain the next supercharged pTGC. Now, pTGC, of course, is the big alien project on Pulse Chain, one of the very best charts on Pulse Chain, so mad gains there. And URANUS really is a supercharged version of that. There's still pros and cons, but we're going to get into that today. And of course, that's from a well-known Titan X developer, the dude, and also James out there as well. So we're going to get into that today because it could be a massive opportunity. So it's also the first project with the Titan X Omni chain. So you got the first mover advantage there, and I think the tokenomics are pretty attractive. So we're going to get into all that. And then in the second half of the show, we're going to get into our usual rollout of the stock market, crypto, and Pulse chains. So check out that. All right, we got a few people in the house. We got Hexvader. Hey, gang. Good to see you, Hexvader. Hope you're doing well. Howdy, Superman and family. We got Brennan, our TA guru, in the house. We represent. And Wookie as well. Wookie is here as well. He likes cool things. So Uranus is probably not too bad. I hope you guys like the thumbnail, the spaceship around Uranus. I thought that was pretty good. Pretty nice. Very cool. Now, if you want to check out the token on base chain, you can use like a MetaMask wallet or Rabbit wallet. It's an EVM chain, so you can just swap over the chains and you'll be on base chain. You can also use the inbuilt bridge on those two wallets as well. So you can do certain swappings. You need X28 on a base chain to purchase it. Now, obviously, you can use the X28 transform, or you can just buy it on the base chain there and purchase Uranus there. We're going to talk about all of that now. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the pTGC, the Gray. So this is on Pulse Chain. So pTGC has got lots of different trading pairs, but this is the main one where it's paired up with Pulse, the coin of Pulse Chain. And you can see the chart speaks for itself, right? This is the ratio of pTGC to Pulse, and you can see it's gone all the way from basically 0 to 20 Pulse per one pTGC. So pretty amazing. It's called the Gray's currency, right? The Gray's currency. And it's done pretty incredible. So the market cap at the moment is $252 million. Liquidity is $2.5 million. The volume is 323,000, 24 hours, and there's 217 makers. So that's kind of where you see there. You can see that the buys are 221 over the last 24 hours. Sales are 106 at the moment. So that is where it is at the stage. You can see at the moment in the pool, there's about 1.5 billion pTGC tokens, and about almost 25 billion Pulse there, both about 1.2 million, and that's in a V2 pool. V1 pool is saying here. It must be V2 surely. V it's got V1 on there. That's crazy. V2 pool. So that's where we're at the moment. So pTGC the Gray's incredible chart. And of course, let's have a look at where it is on the tokens, because Uranus is pretty much like a supercharged version of this. So we're going to talk about that. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, here is the website, the Gray's currency. And we can see the taxes. It has taxes. So it's a tax token. It's got all transactions, buy, sell, and transfer. Now, that's true for Uranus as well. Uranus has taxes on buy, sell, and transfer. But this is where it is. So it's a 5% tax on pTGC the Grays. It's got 0.5% of a burn. So it's burning the token all the time with every buy, sell, and transfer. It's got liquidity. So it's increasing its liquidity peg on V2. So it's up 0.5% there, 0.5% tax there. Now the DAO gets 2%. This is a real big secret sauce here. The DAO gets 2%. Now Uranus doesn't have a DAO, but it does have this 2%. The DAO it does here. So this is a difference to the pTGC versus the Grays. Now the DAO is actually really big. We're going to talk about how big that is in a minute. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. We've got holder and staker reflections, 1%. So 1% of this tax, this buy, sell, transfer tax, when everyone's buying and selling the token and transferring, it goes to holders and stakers. And then there's a staker reflection purely for stakers of 1%. That is pretty good. So that is pTGC the Grays. Now I said to you the Dow, remember 2% of the tax goes to the Dow. Well, the Dow's getting pretty big, isn't it? So look, it's got 3.7 billion pulse in there, 3.7 billion pulse. So Dow's getting pretty big. And also it has a secondary token, the UFO token. So URANUS doesn't have that at this stage, but this one has one. And guess what? The fee for pTGC the Grays is 5%, but the fee for the UFO token, which is supporting pTGC as well, is 6%. So they even increased it from 5 to 6%. That's going to be very important when we talk about URANUS there. So 6% buy and sell tax there, and it basically benefits holders, LP providers, and pTGC enthusiasts. So very important there. So let's have a quick look at that. Buy fee is 6%, sell fee is 6% on this. And here is the allocation. So 2% or 3% of this UFO token, this is a secondary token, rewarded to UFO LP providers in the following pools. So if you're a provider in there, you get the rewards for providing liquidity. So we don't have that for URANUS at the moment. 1% rewarded to holders of UFO token. So that's pretty cool. So people getting a bonus just for holding the UFO token. 1% used to buy and burn pTGC. So that's additional buying for the first token, right? pTGC is the parent token, let's say, and the child token is UFO. And then 1% utilized to buy and burn UFO token there. So used to buy and burn pTGC, that's getting extra volume to buy and burn pTGC, the parent token. And the rest of it is all for the UFO, which is the child token, let's say. So that is some of the tokenomics there for pTGC the Grays. And look at this chart, right? This chart. Now, two things I would say. One, it's got a big pulse chain influencer community talking about pTGC the Grays, so that's important. Also benefits from volume and stuff like that on pulse chain. So it's kind of where we're heading there with that one. So I just wanted to talk about what pTGC the Grays was, one of the most successful projects on pulse chain. But I think URANUS potentially is a supercharged version of that. Now, obviously, it's speculative, just like all of crypto, but this could be pretty big. And it's nice and early, right? Only 4 days and 7 hours since it launched. It had an 8-day mint phase, so people were able to get the inflation in the first 8 days, and then the price chart went live on day 9, and it's been 4.7 days since that launch of the token. Now we can see the charts actually done pretty well. When it first launched, had actually got sold off. The launch was a little bit muddled, but ever since then, it's really gone from strength to strength. And you can see that in the chart. So it's had a nice big rally for the first rally, just having a little bit of pullback and profit taking. Remember, there's taxes on buys, sells, and transfers. So whether it's going up or down, there's a tax going back into the system. And the taxes are a lot more aggressive than on a pTGC the Grays, where it was a 5% tax, or UFO where it's 6% tax. On here is essentially a 12% tax. We're going to talk about that. So that's where the chart's looking at the moment. Let's go have a look at some of the key metrics on there. And we can see highlights for the last 4 days and 7 hours since launch. So let's have a look at some of them. So we've got a buy, sell, transfer tax of 12%. So unlike pTGC the Grays, which is 5%, and UFO is 6%, we got a 12% tax there. 2% is a protocol tax. That's very important. So that feeds back into the system. And of course, that benefits the LP wallet with 0.5% and buy burn with 1%. And then 0.5% goes to Genesis wallet there. So that is going back, making URANUS less supply, and also fattening up the liquidity as well. So that's kind of cool. Now 10% goes to the holder reflection. So that's a real big bonus. So we talk about your pTGC being like 5% with only about 1% going to the holders, or 2% there, depending on whether you're a holder and staker. And then of course benefiting from the buy and burn from UFO. But here it's 10%. So it's a pretty big reflection, and I think it's probably just about right there if you're going to go to sort of the maximum end. So we're sitting at 12%. Starting supply results. Now, people minted 554 billion URANUS tokens. Now, it was a 1-to-1 mint, so you had to use X28 on Omnichain, which is on base chain. So you had to use that. Now, X28 is essentially Titanx from Ethereum, but it's been moved over the layer 0 bridge over to base chain, and now it's over there too, right? So that's the idea of Titanx going omni-chain. So it's going to spread that one Ethereum supply over to other chains, and therefore that will get separated out. It's not duplicating the supply, so spreading that Ethereum supply over other chains using layer 0. Now, obviously, it's first there's an LP pool for X28 over on over on base chain, and now we've got URANUS now paired up to X28, so you can buy URANUS with X28 on base chain. Now, so you've got two options. You can either buy X28 on base chain directly, which is probably the easy way to go, or you can buy Titan X or X28 over on Ethereum and then bridge it over, right? Bridge over X28 via the layer 0 bridge there on the X28 website, right? So those are the two options there. Now, minted 554 billion, pretty good results. Had a big flurry in the last day 8. But the protocol then ended up minting 42%, so that it could set up its LP v2 over on a base chain, and also set up liquidity webs with new tokens launching on base chain related to Titan X28 ecosystem. So that's coming up, those things. Total supply is 786 billion. That was the starting supply. And then, of course, we currently have a buy and burn operating. Remember, out of the protocol tax and out of the burn there. So when they did the original mint, they put X28 in there, and of course, some of that has gone to the buy and burn. We'll talk about that in a minute. So there's 24 billion now has been bought up and burned, which is a fantastic result. 24 billion already. So take 786 minus 24 billion, and we've got the current supply at 763 billion at the moment. So some incredible numbers going on there. Let's get to the reflections. Reflections at the moment. So from that 10% holder reflection, 19.3 billion have now been distributed to holders. So you're just holding. You don't care. Just like on pTGC, the grays, you just sit back, relax. You either hold or stake, and you earn reflections. But those reflections are like 1 or 2%. Over here, it's 10%. And already people have earned 90.3 billion. And that's going back, generally speaking, one would argue back to strong holders, diamond hands. Now there'll be some speculators and some weak hands, but that's going a lot back to a lot of diamond hands. And remember, the buy and burns operating, and that's making the token less and less and less. So there's quite a high value proposition. Now let's get into that volume return. 3.5% volume return in only 4 days and 7 hours. So it's pretty spectacular. By my count, that equals about a 300% VAPRs. Now, what's a V? The V's for volume. So it excludes the price chart. So if the price goes up, obviously you're going to make mad gains. Obviously, the price can be a negative if it goes down, but the volume, you're earning volume at about 300% per year. So that's kind of where we are now. Obviously, the volume is going to depend on also the supply. Remember, the supply is getting burned off. So there's at some point, it's not going to be like burning the whole supply within 300 days. It could be much earlier with the supply gets burned off. So remember that, subject to volume, right? Volume's the key as well. So you've got to have a lot of good volume going over. Market cap at the moment, 297K, liquidity 72K, and the volume today is 7K. So we're seeing the volume range between about 7K and 14K a day over the last 4 days and 7 hours. Holder growth, we went from about circa 220. There was about 220 holders about 7 hours after the launch. I wasn't there at the launch because I was sleeping, but that's the way it is. So it's about 220. We're now at 254. So we're at about 34 holders over the last 4.7 days. So let's say the last 4 days, for example, we've added that amount. So and it's starting to take some interest. The other thing is that we've got some early base influencers coming into the market. So that's going to be a big key pivotal. Now it's great to have Titan X and Pulse Chain influencers covering the project, and there are a few out there covering it. But it's nice to see the base influencers come. Once again, X28 is going omni-chain, and URANUS is the first flagship project really on X28 on base chain. And so getting some early base influencers is pretty cool. We're going to talk about that. So that's some of the highlights there. You can see the price chart there at the moment in US dollars is 6 zeros, 3,900. And the X in ratio to X28, which is the basically Titan X, it's actually pretty strong, 1.5. Remember, the mint price is back here in orange. That's what people minted it out at. So minters are, in the money, 50%. So it was a 1-to-1. It's now 1.5. So is it going to look anything like in a few months' time? That pTGC chart on Pulse Chain could be pretty exciting to see that play out, especially with the team pretty committed and ramping up stuff, especially with base influencers coming on as well. Now, some of the cool things happened when it launched. Jake Sharp, the founder of X28 Titan X, he did a post, says congrats on the launch to the dude and to James, the first X28 meme on base chain. And it is a meme, so people can talk about it being a planet Uranus, or you can be talk dirty toilet talk about it, whatever you like. This makes you laugh. That's memes are what count, right? People like that. With you can. For me, I treat it as the planet Uranus, but other people have got take it the other way. So you decide which one you find funny or not. But name is hilarious. It definitely breaks the fourth wall in the videos, and we know people love memes in crypto, so that is kind of the play. We also see a young influencer here, Callum, who's in the Titanx ecosystem here. He's pretty keen on it as well. So not bad there. Now he highlights the fact that it has 50% buy and burn and 42% thick liquidity. Like I say, that buy and burn's pretty strong. We're going to talk about that too. So pretty neat there. We've also got base girl said early base influences from the base chain, which we don't often talk a lot about, is also covering it. I'm pleased to be a fan of Uranus, base girl says. Uranus is built on base, and a pump Uranus community is on fire. Some exciting Uranus updates in the 3.5 days, which is funny enough. This is data that I actually produced in the Telegram, which is pretty nice. A big shout out there for Base Girl using that. 20.6 billion, and so it's got those stats there as well. So not bad. So we're starting to get early base influences, which is a good sign. And I understand that James, one of the two founders of Uranus, is also dealing with one of the base architects, early founders, and so yeah, they're starting to reach out and get some momentum there. So we'll keep a lookout for that over the weeks ahead. The other one, of course, is Don Pauly here. We got some updates here. I've expanding Uranus, he says. Uranus keeps growing. Full sustainable reflections. I remember they're pretty aggressive at 10%, but so far so good. And yeah, so everyone's pumping those out. This is on actual Pump Uranus, the official X site there. Recently launched low market cap, deflationary supply, active buy and burn, tax tokens with tax distribution to holders, grow your bags doing nothing with each transaction, and Doc's team, of course. So pretty exciting there. We've also got people like Genuine Mo there out there promoting it and talking about it as well. So not bad. And remember, the founder there, the dude, of course, done multiple projects already. Helios, Element 280, Element 369, and now Uranus as well, which is pretty awesome. So, and he's really going to be doing a lot on base chain. It also offers them a lot more flexibility technically compared to Ethereum. So exciting stuff happening there. Now, what's the future? Let's talk about the future. Before we do the talk about the future and some of the buy and burn tokenomics, again, I just want to talk about the holders. So at the moment, the top wallet there is the LP wallet. This is the surplus LP or liquid Uranus. It's currently sitting on 16% of supply, 121 billion. And that is going to be used for thickening up the liquidity web. So with new projects coming on to base chain from the Titanx community, they're going to be paired up with Uranus. And as I understand, I think Element 280 is going to be the first one to come over with multiple projects. There's about 4 or 5 projects. Element 280 is going to be the kingpin there. It's going to be matched up, as I understand it, with Uranus. So that's going to be really positive. That's going to increase the taxes, remember. So pretty awesome there. So I do know that they have got 2 different taxes. So I'm not sure how that will work, but that is what we're expecting to happen there. Also, we've got this one here with the second wallet, which is actually Uniswap. That's the Uniswap wallet. Oh, sorry, the base one. So that is the base LP pair, and that's sitting at 12.2%. So there's 93.5 billion Uranus sitting in the LP there. So those are the 2 top wallets. So that's a real strong anchor for the future of this project. That you've already got, 27, 28% of the supply sitting in system wallets as opposed to individuals. Now, we do have some big whales. So there's a big whale here, 47 billion. So that shows you good confidence in the system and having some big whales here. Now, moving down to the bottom there, how many whales we got? Well, we've got down to 19. So there's 17 whales sitting on this list here, over 1%. Now, to get on the first page of 50, you need 3 million at the moment. So 3 million is what you need, excluding the tax. What would that be? Well, let's have a look here. 3 million. Let's have a look. 3 million. That would be 3 billion, I should say. That'll be about 1,170. Is that right? I don't know if that's right. I've got the right zeros in here. I'm not sure. We'll leave that because it's always annoying doing on live stream. But that is what you're going to pick up there. It's definitely in play. Let's have a look at what 1 billion is. That's a pretty easy way to go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 1 million. 1, 2, 3. That's $1 billion. So $390 per billion Uranus to pick up at the moment. So that's probably quite easy to do. $390 for 4 billion. So not bad. But then there's the 12% tax on it. Remember, so just take that into account. So it will cost you $1,100. Probably $430, something like that. maybe 420 to pick up $1 billion at the moment. So not too bad. Now I've got the link to URANUS at the top of the chat there. You can see that there. That is the price there on base chain. Remember, this is on base chain. It's not on Ethereum or Pulse chain, which is what we normally talk about. It is on base chain. Now, base chain, of course, is one of the top chains in crypto. Has one of the top volumes in crypto and some of the highest activity from wallets as well. So just that is it there. But once again, like I say, you can use bridges on your wallets, MetaMask and things like that. It's very quick and easy to do that. All right, so that is where we are. Let's go have a look at the website and have a look at the buy and burn because that's sitting there full of buy and burn power. And this has got X28 in it, right? Not URANUS, but X28 in the buy and burn. Now we can see the buy and burn's got $65,000 worth of X28 at the moment. It's been turned down relatively low, so it's just adding a little bit of volume at the moment. $23 of volume just churning over all the time. But at the moment, that's still churned down low. And so they're going to looking to have quite a bit of a burn event coming up as well between Dude and James on YouTube. So that's coming up as well. So there will be some big burn event as well. So that's really cool. So it's got a big buy and burn. It's got a 12% tax. 2% of that tax, of course, is going to 2% of that tax is going to actually support the whole system as well. Give volume there. So yeah, 1% burn tax. Let's burn URANUS there. 0.5% LP wallet, as I said earlier. 0.5% Genesis, no expectations, and 1 to 20% reflections. Now that's been set at 10%. I think that's the right mark. I think that's a good mark to be at as well. And yeah, pretty exciting. Now, when the mint went on, of course, it was a 1-to-1. 50% of the X28 that went into the mint is going to the buy and burn. We can see that buy and burn sitting at the moment at around 65,000 with 248 billion X28 there. That's basically Titan X, right, on base chain to buy up and burn URANUS there. Pretty cool. All right, so that's some of the stuff there. The other bit, of course, 42% of the X28 in the actual launch phase has gone into the LP wallet. We talked about that, and that is sitting in this wallet here. So that's the remainder, and the rest of it is sitting in the actual trading swap LP there at the moment. So that's about 28% of the volume there. So yeah, about 17 whales at the moment. Early days, only 250. Well, actually, we added another 2 holders there. There were 256 holders as well. So we're up a couple of holders there. So that is where we are at the moment. And this supply, so very important. Total supply is going down pretty decently. Now, if the volume keeps turning over pretty nicely, that volume is going to really burn off pretty fast. And therefore, the total supply will go down, and we'll get more holders. That means we've got bigger distribution. And then, of course, on addition to that, the holders are all getting these massive reflection tokens of 10%. We've got a lot of diamond hands, and a lot of that stuff's going back into diamond hands, right? There will be sellers and weak hands and all that sort of stuff, but that is where we're at the moment. Now, I do take into account, from my point of view, it's only my opinion, but that the Dude has projects have a lot more longer-term holders than some other projects. So they have, because of Element 280, they're kind of long, sit back and earn the fees off all the bots and stuff like that. That is pretty cool. Now, I think that once this LP wallet gets spread out amongst other projects, this top wallet here, once it gets paired up with other projects, that the volume's going to add to it, and it's going to be a bit like what we see in Shogun, and that's going to add more reflections and more taxes for the buy and burn and the LP fattening. So I think that's really exciting, and that's in front of us. So we've got some cool things. So looking forward, obviously the total supply is going to keep going down. The influences are growing on base and Pulse chain and Titan X, all the influences that are across all these chains. And then of course we're going to have a buy and burn events. We've got that buy and burn can be accelerated, and so and we also got all those reflections just getting bigger and bigger as well. And then we've got all these other projects coming in. So it's going to be pretty exciting. And that's in addition. After that, of course, Jake Sharp could do things around X28. So it's going to lift Titan X and X28 price. And so it all goes up in US dollar value as well. So not only do you get the ratio to X28 going up, but you also get the buying the US dollar upside from when Titan X does go back on that big uptrend. So it's pretty exciting to see that. Let's have a look here. We've got some other people in the house. We've got Ben Miller. Good evening, Superman. Directorate on BNB making moves today. Nice, Ben. That is so good. The Directorate for the win for sure. Hey, we got Fast Abdul in the house. I'm here for the tech. He's moved on from the bribes to the tech. Nice one there, Fast Abdul. And Wookie, what did Wookie say? Wookie is not the Wookiees. He is here for the Uranus, says Wookie. Nice. All right. Kind of cool. All right. So let's get on into that. So that's some of the highlights there. I think it's going to be pretty awesome, interesting to see this play out. That is the ratio to X28. That is the US dollar price at the moment. And this is early days, right? Early days, 4.7 days. And it's got some stellar supercharged tokenomics there. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, obviously speculative, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. But that is some of the highlights there. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Certainly a project I'll be talking about for some time to come. So get in on that. Now, we're going to look at the rest of the stuff that's happening quickly in TitanX. Obviously, TitanX is still trying to find the bottom. It certainly broke down from its previous support at 3,000. So that would indicate maybe a potential to go down to 3,000, 2,400. So this is the first wave that we had. We have the second wave. We were hoping to find this floor at the moment at 3,000. That got beaten by a couple of sells yesterday. So we've actually broken that. And that would possibly give us a price chart that may go down to about 2,400. But we'll see. We'll see. It could go down to there. At the moment, it's at 2,772. We shall see. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff being built for X28 TitanX coming up from Jake and Eric and others coming up there. And, of course, we've got Ouroboros ramping up as well. So we'll have to see where this lands before we start getting onto that third wave. Now, we may get something like this. We find a bottom. Then we have a bit of a rally. We come back down again before we have that third wave. So there's kind of two scenarios there from my point of view, either directly starting to ramp up the third wave or having a bit of a false run before we get to that third wave. So we'll keep a lookout for that as X28 goes omni-chain. Let's have a look at DragonX. DragonX ratio is at 6.88 at the moment. So that's a little bit weaker than it was, under 7, but still holding up there as well. Shogun at the moment, 5,600 on the ratio. Shogun is going omni-chain. This is very good news for Shogun. Shogun already obviously doing pretty well with the LP. It's got a buy and burn up here. So it's got the buy and burn, still got $108,000 on that. Plus it has the auctions keep feeding it, right? The perpetual auctions, which is on page 1 here. So perpetual auctions keep feeding that with X28 TitanX there. And of course, then the stats we've also got. So we've got the buy and burn, got the perpetual auctions, and then we've got the LP volume, right, which has got an 8% tax on. That is feeding the system, and it's going pretty well, I think. We've got, obviously, if we get TitanX going on a big rally, that's going to accelerate. So not too bad. Now we've got 2.3 billion in circulating supply, 1.84 billion is liquid, 401 billion is liquidity in the liquidity pool, and 78 million, sorry, I should say, is in the war chest there. Now the war chest, of course, is fed by taxes, trading taxes and things like that. So that is ticking away okay, and this is going to go omni-chain. That's super bullish because that means more supply is going to go over the omni-chain to base chain, and then what sort of protocol, what sort of mechanism will Jake be launching over there? So we're looking forward to see what that is, and that could be coming out pretty soon. So that could be a third pump metal in my view for Shogun coming up. So and one that wasn't expected originally by a lot of people. So that's kind of cool. Hyper and Hydra. Now this is fascinating. Hyper, essentially the minting is out as far as I know, and the ratio is at 1.9. I'm expecting some big fireworks maybe within a couple of weeks. Hydra 2, the minting is pretty much out on the 28th. So 28th is in 7 days. That'll be the end of the Hydra mints. I think on the date on 26th of February is the last big candle. It's about 35 billion. And then that's pretty much out. And we've got a pretty big buy and burn versus the supply on both Hyper and Hydra. We could see some pretty interesting things. Hydra buy and burn's been turned down. Man, if that gets turned on, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm potentially expecting some pretty magic on the 28th of February, just because that's a date that I know Jake likes. And we might see a number of things launch and get turned on. So they got Jake's got a roadmap. Obviously, they're building out a number of things for X28, but also they've got all these buy and burn dials they can turn on, and they're all turned down at the moment. So they're just letting the weekends go, and they're waiting their timing there. So that's going to be pretty interesting, right? So everyone's waiting for wave 3, and those are some of the catalysts that we have, especially with the miners out on Hyper and Hydra, essentially. So that's pretty exciting. Now, Volt at the moment, that's also going to be massive. The ratio on Volt is very attractive. And as you guys know, this is burning. Last time I checked, about 800,000 tokens a day, and give or take. And let's have a look at the ratio of Titanex. This thing, I think, is going to have a great time at some stage. You already see a slight uptrend happening, about to break a very crucial line here. I think once it gets over 9,800 Titanex to Volt, it's probably really going to start climbing here. Now, this has some really cool tokenomics, but the roadmap is spectacular. We've got Thunder Vault staking. We've got Bitcoin Genie coming. Ouroboros a collateral as well. This thing is going to be an absolute gem and have its second day in the sun. Like second day in the sun there. So we're looking forward to Vault there. Morpheus, of course, waiting for some news. We're getting some update there about its V3 DEX. I think it's V3 DEX, yeah. We're getting some update there. We're expecting that also to go to base chain and pulse chain. That's my expectations. But we do know an update is coming from Morpheus there. In fact, I'm not sure if that's actually come out yet. So let's have a quick look at that for Morpheus. Let me have a look here. Scroll down. Pretty sure there was a post here about that. Let's see. Where's it gone? Yeah, there was supposed to be some post here. I'm just trying to think where it was. White rabbit there. Just a little bit more. V3. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. Must be on a different account. So anyway, we're looking forward to some stuff on Morpheus there. So it's going to be pretty cool. Let's jump down to a few of the others here. Obviously, we're going to go right all the way down here. Tink Farm at the moment, only 5.5 cents. Now, Tink Farm's going to rely on Titanex rebounding. Also going to rely on the roadmap continuing to go, and also rely on more of the farms going over to base chain and pulse chain and stuff like that, and also rely on protocols being built on top of Tink. So all those catalysts are going to potentially be a big rally for Tink, and therefore at the moment it's super cheap to get in, 5.5 cents. So that's going to be really interesting to see that play out. Element 280, as I said, is going to be the first one going over to base chain to match up with a number of other projects, 3 or 4 projects that the dude and James have got, including Baby Dragon, and of course those are going to be matched to Element, and I believe Element's going to be matched to Uranus there. I think that's the case there. What else there? Ouroboros, of course, down at 3.4 cents. A lot of profit taking there. Ouroboros, of course, going to be ORX, just like Volt. The 2 likely next tokens to be collateralized on Ouroboros lending protocol. So we're looking forward to that. And so we could see a big rebound there. What else we got going down here? We talked about Uranus, of course, at the beginning. So sort of our flagship project there. And the stablecoin is sitting at 99.5 cents. So just below peg on USDX. Now let's have a look at how much money has been collateralized over there. Obviously, with a bit of a pullback in the price, we'll take that into account too. So let's see about that. All right, so let's have a look at the stats, lady. And in fact, we've got some stuff in the chat there, so let's go back to the chat quickly before we get into all that. We've got Wookie says, smash the likes, hit the likes for sure. We got False Abdul in the house there with a Huff 5555. I like that. That's the old X max staking number. Was an INC printer will be launched soon. Fully immutable liquidity fork with no admin keys and no sacrifice. INC back stable and a coin incoming. Nice. Oh, we'll look at that. Send me maybe send me a white paper or details about that Fast Abdul website, and I'll check that out. All right, cool. Thanks very much. All right, so let's have a look at the system stats. We've got obviously $1.4 million in TVL, obviously with Titanex and DragonX pulling back a little bit there. Let's have a look at those prices up here. How much are they down? Titanex here down about 3% and 7% respectively. So that lowers the US dollar value. But let's have a look at the collateral, 3.22 trillion Titanex. So that's down about 200, just under 200. What do we say? 200 billion Titanex, just under that. Still sitting pretty strong at 3.22. DragonX is at 266 billion. I think that's pretty similar, maybe even slightly higher amount of DragonX than we've had. Certainly up there. Still sitting at $500,000 at the moment. So those are still doing pretty well. And of course, like we're talking about, if you go to mint, you go to this place, USDX Minter, you use collateral, and then you can open up a loan, right? That's basically what it is. And then you go to system stats, it just summarizes how many loans have been taken out, which you can see there. The backstop pool was 55%. The aggregate health ratio is just below 200% at the moment. And yeah, so we're expecting, like I say, potentially Ethereum, ORX, and Vault to come in as the next collaterals. But there is a governance, so people have to vote, I believe, on that as well. And I don't know if we saw a Vault there. We've got a vote there at the moment. Let's have a quick look. We looked yesterday and we couldn't see anything. Multiple wrapped ETH. So it looks like Ether was definitely put up there, and looks like it got approved. But yeah, maybe we'll get RX and Vault coming up soon. Now, Vault, of course, is 45%'s been burned, so that could be a major catalyst, along with Thunder Vaulting as well. Thunder Vaulting is going to be getting a share of the LP fees, right, to Vault stakers, and then of course you got Bitcoin Genie coming down the line. Could be pretty massive. Let's quickly look at the USDX staking yield at the moment. 764% for USDX staking APR, so it's really good. Still holding up really nice there. So lots of good reasons to pick up RX despite the price being down. Now let's quickly go down a bit further before we wrap up the Titanex conversation. Bitcoin Genie's coming. That's part of the Vault roadmap. Super hype for that. That's DeFi 3.0 at the frontier of tokenomics. Looking forward to that from mad crazy scientist Stevie D. And then, of course, we've also got Taurus coming from Cryptographics. And I'm going to be talking about Cryptographics today. So kind of cool. That is pretty much it for Titanex. Obviously, a good price entry to get on the X28 Titanex ecosystem at the moment. Buy low and sell high, right? That's the key. So not bad there. All right, let's get out of that. And we're going to add in our second half of the show, which is our normal stuff. We're going to be talking about stock market. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about Pulse Chain. We're going to talk about PUSD, ALGO, and Signum Oracle coming to Pulse Chain. So that's expected this week. So got a lot of things happening. A lot of things happening over on the old Pulse Chain. Let's see here. Let me just pull up the website. And bam. All right. So stock market today. We've got the market pulled down a bit there. S&P 500 falls as Walmart warning fuels economic jitters. This is what the stock market's like, right? Has a little bit of news, goes up and down like this. Now, Dow Jones is down 1% at 450 points to 44,176. S&P 500 is down 0.4%, 26 points to 6,117. NASDAQ down almost 0.5%, 93 points to 19,962. So those are the main markets at the moment. US dollars dropped a little bit as well, 0.75%, down to 106.25. So that's getting, makes it more competitive for exports, I guess. Crude oil, $72, $76. They're both up slightly at the moment. And the gold there, 3,956. Hasn't hit 3,000 yet, but it's getting up there, isn't it? And silver at $33.40. We're expecting some good things for those two commodities in the year ahead. So it's kind of cool. Now, we did have, obviously, Walmart's sales were down 6%. So that's been an issue there. And the Fed there saying that they're not looking to, at least President Alberto Mazzillian, there's about how many, 17 or something like that, presidents in the Federal Reserve, and they're looking at not decreasing the rates at this stage. They want to get inflation coming down a bit more before they start lowering inflation, interest rates again. All right, let's jump over to the Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin at the moment 98,500. So good, eh? Isn't that good? Yeah. At 1.83%, and the Bitcoin dominance at 57%, 59%. So Bitcoin dominance still dominant relative to everything else. Ethereum though is up 0.9%, $2,745. BNB is up 1.3% at 658. Solana is up 4% at 175, and ADA is up 4% at 80 cents. ADA having some decent news there with Hodgkinson there the other day, and what else there? Tron is up 1.7% there at 24.6 cents. The down is XRP down 1.16% at $2.69, and Litecoin there is down 4.5%, $130, let's say. Now, one of the big things that launched yesterday overnight was Pi Networks. If you guys are familiar with Pi Network, they finally launched their coin after years. It's a very Democrat type party token. They got all this KYC and all this stuff. And they're obviously going to try and build a big commercial network on having KYC people, stuff like that, which is not generally what we like in DeFi, right? Also, I find the apps quite clunky. I think they're out of Harvard or somewhere like that. and it's all just a very Democrat type of thing. So it's think what you will. Now it did have a good price launch. I don't know what it is at the moment, but it was launched, was up at $2, close to $2. I mean, so pretty good value. How long that holds, I do not know. How these things pump and then dump it down. Now, if they get some good commercial stuff pulling into the network, then yeah, the price will probably start rallying there as well. But we'll see what happens there. There are some big referrers in that program too, particularly some of the Americans. And there's lots of scammers, to scam with the cell phones, and let's call it the developing countries. Let's put that way. I'm being friendly. There we go. All right, so that is kind of play. Let's have a look at Bitcoin at the moment on this list here. We can see on the hourly, we've had a really good hourly growth. Look at this. This is all the hours. So Bitcoin looking pretty good there. Had a nice good run so far. And let's go to the daily, and we're going to reset the chart. And at the daily there, we are over the 50-day moving average. Nice. 50-day moving average is at 97,861. So we're doing pretty well there. Getting ready for that next big pump. Now, February has not been a big pump so far for Bitcoin as normal. Normally it is, right? Let's have a look at the chart for Bitcoin returns. So we're down 3.97% for February. Typically that is a green month. Just not played out quite yet, but we still obviously have about 7-8 days left in the month. We were down about 8%, so we've halved that. So we're improving, but we're not quite green yet. Let's see if we can finish off February green there. I am expecting a lot of money to come into crypto over the next few months and more stuff around from the Trump administration. We did see that the SEC today put out a new unit to monitor fraud. So that the SEC is definitely doing some things with the new approach that we're expecting from Trump. I'm still expecting more stuff around, maybe a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We did see Trump yesterday showing his big support at one of his speeches in Florida, talking about, America's going to be crypto America, crypto president, crypto America leadership there. So I think we're going to get some good stuff in the months ahead, folks. That should be pretty cool. All right, so that is where we are there. Let's jump over to Pulse Chain. So Pulse Chain there, of course, we are expecting big things to Pulse Chain in the year ahead. Now, obviously, we've just got a few things there around, obviously, the SEC case. So we're waiting for that. It's way delayed. We expect to see that within 3 months. Who knows what's going on there? But probably due to, my guess, due to the change in the administration in the United States and the SEC, probably could have played into the judge's delay there. So we're still waiting for an answer there. I'm still expecting a 75% plus in Richard's favor. That's kind of where we are. Day 650, can you believe it, on Pulse Chain? Day 650. Isn't that amazing? 650 days on Pulse Chain. Price of Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0427, down 3.9% at 43% of mean sacrifice price. So we're still in a beautiful purchase zone for Pulse Chain. Pulse X at the moment, quadruple 0333, down 6.4%. And the buy and burn is at just under 128 trillion Titan X. So 6.42% is now being bought up and burned by the buying address there. And buying address by all the transactions, I should say, on Pulse X. We've got incentive token there, $2.02, down 7.74%. The ratio 51,600, and the supply around 55 million. And of course, we know some of the key fundamentals that Richard has triggered is the 20x cut in the INC inflation. So we're not expecting that to grow much. And of course, thinner liquidity pools means the price can go up and down much faster at a square value. And of course, all linked in with Hart's Law and the Pulse Chain. And of course, Pulse Chain's been also, the volume's been accelerated by pump.tires as well. So we've got a lot of things happening here as well. So previously to those two big moves for Richard, we've seen the tri-stable coin set up, LP, and that offers about 11-12% return. So very, very attractive there in normal circumstances. And that's also helped a lot as well. Some of the dials are being turned. Now, obviously, we're waiting for the Magic Cup ride, that ETH. How will that be deployed? Will it go into fork contracts? Will it be used to buy up tokens at the right time? All those other things. But of course, with Ethereum down at the moment, well below the Magic Cup ride price, we're not expecting that to play out anytime soon, right? The Magic Cup ride value, let's have a quick look at that since we're talking about it. Well, that's at down 27%, 176 million's down with the ETH price there. And so it's sitting at 469 million. It started off at 645 million, right? So those are sacrifice monies that went into there with no expectations on those. So there we go. That's going to play. Now, also, we're also expecting potentially something to happen with the P maker theory and with these contract forks on the Pulse chain, and there's lots of evidence behind that as well. So there's another pump metals that could come to the market, and there's probably a few others there that could happen as well. Obviously, the court case being one of them. So let's see how that goes. That's where we are at the moment. Let's quickly go to the gas prices over on Pulse chain. 1.125 million beats. So 2 cents to do a PulseX swap at the moment. 51 times cheaper than Ethereum. Ethereum is at 1 Gwei at the moment, but how long it holds up like that, I think it's a bit of a trick, a fool's game. We'll see where that lands. 46,500 validators at the moment. We've had a nice little, it's holding up pretty strong there in that range, so it's not too bad. Base, the bridge, this is a heartbeat. This is the heartbeat check of Pulse chain. $115.8 million. So this is definitely down from when I streamed 2 days ago. We're sitting at 120 million. So I think we're down, maybe about 4.5 million, let's say, from 2 days ago. That is where we are at the moment. So kind of cool. Now, as you guys know, stablecoins, we're going to be talking about that because we've got USDL, PXDC, HXDC, and Coast, 3 liquidity forks backed by Pulse, PulseX, and Hex, and Coast backed by Fiat. All offer different types of features to Pulse chain. One being obviously a way of earning money, but also a little bit of leverage, just a little bit of leverage with this. But Coast is a good leverage. The forks give a little bit of leverage into the system, helping push prices up. But we need something that really scales things up, and that is PUSD ALGO. So we're talking about that. Now, obviously, we've got Fast Abdul in here letting us know about his little stablecoin fork. Now, I don't know how big this is going to be, but we'll get more details on that and see what that's like. But in any case, we're looking at PUSD ALGO coming up. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, let's have a look at the volumes. We've got $31.8 million dollars in volume on Pulse chain, 310,000 transactions. Some of the top performers at the moment, I'm going to exclude pump tires for the time being, just because they're everywhere, all over the system at the moment. But for investors, been around for a year, it's up 20%, and that's not doing too bad, is it? That's not too bad. What else is up there? 6 months there. X is up 19%. Let's have a look here. I'm going to look at some of these others. It's going down here. Just look for the older ones. Just looking down here. Incognito has been around for 2 months. It's up 7.5%. Pico has been around for 8 months. That's up 6.8%. 9mm, which is the second biggest DEX outside of PulseX, excluding PH Universe, which I keep saying I've got to talk about them. I haven't talked about them for a while. I need to go back and have a look at the whole PH stuff, because that was some of our most valuable TVL on Pulse chain. So I need to pick that up again. That's sitting at just under 4 cents, up 4% at the moment. So this is some of the highlights there. Now, we did talk about PDC and the Greys and UFO. Well, UFO is actually just down slightly today, but that is sitting there as well, not too far from break even. And PDC, the Greys, is down 4.5% there. So a nice little re-entry and for that. So that is the ones we were talking about there. I see Liquid Loans, which is the USDL fork, is down 3.8%. Let's go have a look at that loan token. You got to remember that Liquid Loans got like 52 million, I think it was $52 million in the sacrifice. And where's all the money gone? Right, that's a question that a lot of people are asking, and fair question of that. The liquidity pool was 197K, and the team couldn't even put any money in it. I don't know what's happening there, eh? So you ask yourself, have they gone flying to Hawaii somewhere? What the heck? And of course, they didn't deliver the Oracle as well. As you guys know, I was a huge supporter of Liquid Loans, and of course, they delivered their main product. They did decent marketing at that time as well. But then they didn't deliver the Oracle, which was fundamental infrastructure. And also going to do a big partnership with a big marketing onboarding firm, and I've heard nothing about that either. That was their secrets project. So don't know what's happening there. There's a lot of money that was raised, and are they just sitting on it? I don't know. You guys decide. But happy to see them do some stuff on Pulse chain there. All right, we've got the talking about that. Since Liquid Loans couldn't give us an Oracle, well, Signum Oracle is coming, and we're hoping it's going to be launching this week with Oracle reporting. This is a game changer for Pulse chain because it offers us that Oracle pricing calls on Pulse chain. This is so important. I cannot understate it for the ecosystem growth on Pulse chain. It's going to be giving us a number of things. So we're going to look at a video by Cryptographics. It is about 4 minutes long. Enjoy this, and well worth watching because it's a key infrastructure that we need over on Pulse Chain. So enjoy this video.
Decentralized Oracle protocol that serves as a public resource, allowing anyone to submit, verify, dispute, and access data on the blockchain. It incentivizes a network of decentralized reporters who compete for user-submitted payments known as tips. This straightforward crypto economic system enables almost any type of information to be published on-chain. By relying on a network of reporters rather than a single source, Signum eliminates central points of failure or vulnerability. I'll explain everything you need to know about this protocol in a short and easy to understand video. However, please bear in mind that there's no financial advice on this channel. Signum is the first decentralized oracle to launch on Pulse Chain, enhancing the blockchain by providing information independently of its primary validators and consensus process. By staking the required amount of Signum Tribute tokens, anyone from anywhere in the world can become a data reporter. For example, if a blockchain user needs data, such as a price feed for a lender or weather information for an insurance protocol, they submit their request to the Signum network along with the tip. Reporters notice the funded request and compete to deliver the data. The fastest reporter updates Signum's on-chain database and receives the tip. This system ensures that users can always access up-to-date information by tipping reporters with STB. To ensure a reliable system, there is a 12-hour waiting period after data is reported before tips can be claimed. Any STB holder can lock up some of their tokens as a fee to dispute the reported information. Once a dispute is filed, the community votes on whether to accept or reject the data. During this voting period, other reporters can submit new data to potentially earn the tip. Users can then check the on-chain database to access the updated and undisputed information. If the original reporter's information is correct, they receive the disputer's fee. If the disputer is correct, they are awarded the reporter's entire stake. This process shows how reporters, users, and STB token holders work together to bring real-world data on-chain through simple crypto economic incentives and community governance. An important aspect of this public oracle system is its heavy reliance on public involvement, which can lead to challenges such as organized voting manipulation or low dispute participation. To mitigate the risk of bad actors disrupting the process, Signum also offers a private oracle system. Unlike the public oracle, which allows anyone to submit data, the private oracle restricts access to a trusted, whitelisted group selected by the project using the oracle. These reliable data providers can report each block instantly, without delay, and the community can still challenge their reports through the same public dispute mechanism. This approach maintains the decentralized nature of the process, significantly reduces the risk of incorrect or malicious data, and ensures timely, accurate reporting. Additionally, it eliminates the need for tipping, as trusted reporters are incentivized through their whitelisted status and potential contractual agreements. Signum is a decentralized oracle protocol designed to incentivize an open, permissionless network for data reporting and validation. This enables data to be provided by anyone and verified by everyone. By adopting the private oracle model, Signum also offers a more secure and efficient framework for blockchain applications that require high data integrity. This model is ideal for projects that prioritize accuracy, reliability, and simplicity. Links to create a private oracle for your project will be provided in the description, along with information on how to start earning fees as a reporter. If you're eager to learn more about this protocol, feel free to ask questions in the public Telegram room. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Okay, so that was a great video there from Cryptographics, obviously a well-known influencer in the Pulse Chain community, and of course TitanX and others as well. And of course, that is looking to launch this week. So that's going to have the Oracle reporters. It's going to offer not only a full information service to protocols launching on Pulse Chain, but also a new business model for people to earn through being Oracle reporters for Signum. So this is a big deal, and it really will unleash a lot of developers on Pulse Chain. So really can't understate how significant this is. So really big. Now we're looking to interview the founder once this launches and have them on the show. So hopefully you'll get a lot more insights from that once it's launched and we get the founder on to do an interview. So looking forward to that. Big deal. Now what it's also going to open up to, obviously it's on testnet at the moment, so you can play around with that, the testnet there. But what we're looking to do is that's going to open up protocols, and we're expecting ALGO, PUSD ALGO, potentially be one of the first to utilize that. Now, Jacob has obviously said that PUSD ALGO, which is going to be the first algorithmic stablecoin, and of course, relative to open up scalability as well, which is really the last sort of part of what they call the stability stablecoin trilemma that needs to be unlocked on Pulse Chain. So PUSD ALGO has that potentiality, and basically it's like Terra Luna but done right. So instead of having a lot of human intervention, a lot of flawed mechanisms, and too high yield, it's going to have pragmatics, and it's going to be full DeFi with stability miners, where people provide liquidity that helps support the peg and operates pretty seamlessly. We saw on a testnet about a year ago operating incredibly, in fact, making a lot of money. So it was pretty crazy. So very bullish about this. Now, you can get on this. It's probably going to be one of the first projects built on Signum Oracle. Once Signum Oracle is operating and running up well, then Jacob is going to give us an updated plan / roadmap for PUSD ALGO. So if you want to participate in this at the moment, you can check out all the videos on the YouTube channel. I just type in PUSD ALGO, and you can watch the videos that I had with Jacob. We're going to try and get an updated interview with him once the updated plan is out. So it'd be pretty cool. And obviously he's running Mafia game at the moment, which he's rolling out, and that's that's moving towards launch as well, being the #1 GameFi, Metaverse, and NFT marketplace on Pulse Chain at the moment. So why not #1 stablecoin DeFi project as well with PUSD ALGO? So definitely going to be one of the top ones on Pulse Chain for sure. So we're excited about that. Now, if you want to participate, there's going to be a stablecoin and DeFi platform, so you're going to be able to earn yield in all sorts of ways. So it's really cool. You can get 2 type of bonuses. The first one is a referral bonus. The link's in the video description. That's going to be 19% straight away. And of course, if you do about $840 plus the referral bonus, that will get you to $1,000. That will get you access to the second bonus, Bonus X, which is any sacrifice over $1,000, inclusive of that referral bonus. And that can get you up to 2x multiplier. So instead of having 1,000, you can get $2,000 worth of token credits. Now, this is different from other sacrifices. We had criticisms about liquid loans and others, but this is very different because 75%, or at least up to 75% of the liquidity raised is going to go into the LP pools day one. So it's very important there as well. Now, we don't know what the updated plans from Jacob are going to be, but we're looking forward to those. And of course, so the #1 thing you have to be is patient with Jacob's projects in terms of rolling out. But we are getting bullish news. Signum Oracle is about to launch, and therefore we will get updated plans there for ALGO as well. So that update was given by Jacob on the 17th of January. So we're looking pretty excited for the new update there. So pretty exciting stuff there. Check it out. Get a 90% bonus today. You have to be patient of like the rest of us, just waiting. But we are making moves, right? That Oracle is coming, and therefore PUSD ALGO will be our launch. It will need price feeds and things like that, right? And RNG tools there from the Oracle. So that's why that is so important. All right, let's go back to the chat there. We've got a few comments. Baba says, what's going on with Technics? Well, check out the first half of the live stream. I covered that in full, particularly after the Uranus comments. I covered all that. Wookie's in the house there. Green candles as blinded Wookie. Nice one there, Wookie. You like the green. What's your opinion about Jake? Yeah, I mean, he's a good founder, done some pretty incredible things. So yeah, so far so good. Big roadmap ahead. So Jake's been doing a pretty good job. He doesn't control all the market, of course, but he's building out a pretty amazing roadmap. Tokenomics at the frontier of DeFi. What else there? We've got Brian in the house there. Sup, Brooks? Good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Big shout out to you. Our community leader in the house with the sidekick hedgehog. Woohoo! Getting excited there. Hey, look, we're 1 hour on the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed today's coverage. It's been a lot of fun. I'm probably be streaming again later on today, so look forward to that. But big shout out to all the supporters. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you want to join our strategy club, it's $35. Links in the video description. If you want to join our general Pulse Chain Hex membership Discord, it's $5 a month to join them. And of course, if you want to get the PUSD ALGO, get that sweet 19% referral bonus, then get in there. Like I say, if you do over $840 with a referral, you get to about 1,000, and then you can get that second bonus X, which is massive, up to 2x your contribution there for the stablecoin DeFi platform PUSD ALGO, which could be Terra Luna done right with the full DeFi approach. So kind of cool. All right, take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.